Yeah. I think the matchup could be rough. Especially in the early game. You have a bunch of 6k swings, but you want to play on curve, especially when going second. So once Nami does her ability once, all of your 6k bodies become a bit meaningless.
Hevene wants the timer. You should know it's in the rules channel, but it's fine. I'll send it to him.
But in the late game, the 6k bodies do still pressure a lot for just one don, so it's still 7-7-7-7. It's gonna eat at Nami's hand. But cards like the 7 cost, is it? No, 6 cost lower. Do we have the deck list?
We do have the deck list, and I don't think he's playing the 6 cost law.
Because that one would be crazy because you're working around the triggers. Yeah, he doesn't play it. I mean, he has kids, so that works too.
It's
Oh yeah, with kid and stuff, that matchup seems very rough.
He's not playing the new Nami either, which surprised me.
You Nami?
The draw 3.
Oh, the blocker. Yeah, the blocker. I think it's because you don't... I mean, he's playing Cavendish, but I've read that people don't like 6k bodies in the deck, because once they're rested, your leader ability just becomes useless. But he's playing Kiko Nojo and Cavendish. I mean, Kiko Nojo, if it dies, you're fine with it, but Cavendish kinda want to defend.
So I'm guessing Rowan won dice roll. Because we've seen quite a few Vegapunk games already this season, and we've established the deck loves to go second. I'm not sure what Nami's curve is like.
Be fine on either of them. Looking at the deck list, but second seems a bit better, yeah.
Attaching a Don, so he will be able to lead our ability, but I can't imagine he would this early on.
I mean, maybe he wants to have a 2k. But I think he's just fine taking his life. Even if Atlas just swings 6.
You'd have to give 2 cards, so yeah, there's no way he's ever doing that.
Yeah, that one for sure is not gonna counter. But just the 6, maybe he wants to pitch a break and not take the life.
Another Atlas. Do we have much removal?
Just looking at the list, I think that's unplayable.
The matchup?
You have Kid. Yeah, you have Kid to trash the life. You have Nojiko to bounce 5 costs. That looks very unplayable, to be honest.
Even Zeus, I guess, can just pop one of the 5 costs, like one of these Atlases.
Yeah. You could straight up pop both of the cards, or bounce one, pop the other one. And then even draw because you removed your life.
But Hevene also playing kids, so he could just burn life and make that 7k leader a bit redundant.
Yeah, establishing Kid is probably his win con, but Nami plays Red Rock. So yeah. I feel like everything that could be good for Hevene is just Nami has an answer to it.
So we
Either it's
bounced
Red Rock.
one Atlas and 7 at life. I think I would just take you.
7 at life, yeah, for sure. I don't think you care about Nami drawing a card. You need the buddies.
Rowan has 7 in hand, so he will be able to draw. No trigger, that's unfortunate. But maybe that was the category? Kid, sorry, not category. Oh, I'm hungry. Right, 5 done now. Thinking 7k swing. Yep. And then Derishi or Lilith and leader ability.
Yeah, probably. Just simple early game Vegapunk turns. Pitch is Cavendish for leader ability, I guess. Yeah,
So it goes to 7k and then 1k with the teach.
Interesting. Is he that afraid to go down?
I mean, he's 8 cards in, well, 9 cards in hand even, so
Yeah, it's fine, probably. And Cavendish in this matchup doesn't really do anything for him. It's too slow. Just gets popped by Nami or Luffy. So he's probably never gonna play it. If he has something else. Except the Vegapunk. Maybe even plays it.
maybe. No, just
Just
gonna replay
start
that
less.
Atlas, yeah.
That makes more sense.
Right,
Although pulling is a real thing.
6 done there. We could maybe see Josu. Bounce the Nojiko, bounce the 5 cost. We could see...
Yeah, Josu would be good.
Could see the Katakuri, but I don't think that's great in this matchup either.
No, it's a bit slow and it's a 5 cost, so Nami just eats it alive. Josu would definitely be the best play. Get the Nojiko back for next turn as well. But then you could also establish stuff like Kikonojo. Get a bit more sustain.
Okay. Starting with 7. Oh, do you think he's gonna
That's
pull
not...
in?
Yeah, if that's not a trigger, he might get puddinged.
7 in hand, so he gets to draw 1. Oh, it's
Okay,
the
plays
Cavendish.
probably the worst 4 drop in his deck. Or in this situation at least. Because it just gets popped for free.
Hevene's gonna have to heal now, though. So it'll slow down his development a little bit. But if he plays the Vegapunk, which you know he has, maybe he doesn't care.
If he plays Vegapunk and pops the Cavendish, he doesn't really need to heal. But he's gonna have to heal eventually.
Imagine if he does heal and Kid comes down next turn, that'd be horrifying.
Yeah, that'd be a good reason why you wouldn't heal.
Yeah, but obviously he doesn't know the list, so... I feel like Nami is such a, like... It's just a deck that plays good stuff, right? So there's so many cards that could be in this deck. It's really hard to know what to expect. Start
Yeah,
with
the
a
deck didn't
7.
really get much support in my opinion, so it's just a blue and yellow good stuff deck. But it makes it pretty hard to tell what your opponent is gonna play.
Especially like this early on into the meta. He's taking it. That's interesting.
He has a bunch of cards as well.
Wonder what
7
those
cost big
dice are
Mama
for.
does. Cheating. No. Hopefully not. Probably
7
just...
then 6. That is interesting.
Yeah, probably baiting the ability with the first swing.
True, yeah.
And then see what happens. And you got him to take it. And he's gonna want to remove the Cavendish. Then he has 1 done. I guess the best option would be 5 done or 1 done, regardless of the order. Play Luffy or Nami and play Vegapunk. I don't know if Vegapunk, this card gets him down to Nami
I don't
draw
think it
range.
does. I think he's got too
Don't think
many.
so. Yeah. But
You need to have. Okay.
okay. I think Luffy would be better anyways because you have 3 bodies on board. So if Vegapunk plus another card, you would have to play over something. Yeah, no Nami or Luffy would be good. And then not healing is pretty good considering he plays 7-cost Big Mom and 8-cost Kid. So both of those effects are kinda pointless now.
What has Trach done? What is that?
That's an emote. And he made it bigger.
Oh, okay. I'm seeing like, I don't know, crazy stuff. Anyway, let's ignore him and go back to the. It is the Nami pitches the Vegapunk. So, in theory, I mean, what's the best? Like, he could get rid of the Senji, but then the most he could swing is like 7, right?
I mean, yeah, if he does it with Josu or Red Rock, but Josu's a lot better, then yeah, he could swing 7. And then with the amount of cards Hevene has, that's not too bad. He could play the 8-drop Luffy as well, but then it just gets blocked. But your bonds still live, which also doesn't matter. And you have to pitch a card from hand as
7.
Nami.
You're just blocking and 2king here, right? Maybe there's a
Yeah,
case for doing 2-1Ks to get your hand size down.
no, I don't think so. I don't think it matters.
Yeah, it's the 2K.
Especially because, like, swinging 6 as 7 and leaving 6 tone up, I wouldn't assume that my opponent plays a 5-drop. So I would have assumed, so then in that case,
Would you have
Nami doesn't
preferred
matter.
not swinging 7, keeping 2 done, and replaying Nojiko here?
I think because he didn't bounce the blocker, yeah, I would have. Because now it's just one card because it's block 2k. So if you bounce Sanji and bounce another card, then maybe you can swing 5.
Mm. Is that the new feet emote?
Yeah, but I made it small. Spent 900 channel points on that.
Crazy. I mean, you're rich after you bet on me yesterday, so.
Yeah. On like 1 to 1-4 odds. Okay, pitches Red Rock for leader ability.
Yeah, Red Rock not that great in this
Then,
matchup, unless you hit the kid.
yeah, I was about to say, yeah, for Kid it's pretty good. And he has 9 Don. If he didn't, I mean, now he touched the Don, so he's not playing Kid, but. Okay, 7 again. Now the 5k buddies are pretty useless.
Yeah, I was commentating a game the other day. I think it was Vegapunk against Green Purple Luffy. And we were saying how the Searcher, not great in that matchup, because it's a 5k body against a 6k leader. This is the same, but even worse.
Yeah. And not much to swing into. Okay, just go 7-7-7, I guess. And then,
I think this time you do have to heal, right?
yeah, I mean, if he swings with Sanji, he probably will heal. What's he gonna do with 5 Don? That's a weird number. Maybe just goes 9. But now he has a problem.
Yep, that's an extra body, an extra swing next turn.
The funny thing you can do with Nami is play Yuri, then put Kikonojo in life, and because you played Hiyori and removed your top life, you draw off your leader ability. So the Hiyori on board replaced itself in hand, and you have a Kiko in life.
Oh, interesting. So you're not going -1. That's cool.
Yeah. So just stack Kiko and cheat it for free, basically.
And you can always get your Hiyori back later with these cards like Drowsy. Yeah, I like it.
Yeah. And then especially against the new Luffy, that's a 3 life leader. If you do it on turn 1, you cheat out Kikonojo in his first swing because he already has 3 life. And then you just get a free 6k body for no reason. Okay, that's the 9 and probably heals like Quasar or something. But yes. Does he have the Vegapunk and Trash? I
Yeah,
think he
he
pitched it, yeah.
trashed it, yeah, with the Nami.
Yeah. And maybe swinging with Sanji at his like as his last swing would have been better, because now he's probably gonna have to pitch a lot of cards because that Kiko came down.
He's giving away that Nojiko though, so that won't be
Maybe he
coming
has
back to
another
him.
one. Yeah, puts Quasar on live.
He's got decent hand size still as well to protect his board now. Rowan's hand looking quite thin.
I might be tempted to just go for less life, to be honest, because you don't care about the Liliths. And then swinging at his leader, he
But he gets
pops
the
the life.
Vegapunk out. And then he gets a
Yeah,
Shaka and he has 2 blockers.
but he has to discard for his Vegapunk. So that's fine. Then he loses the Vegapunk on your following swing, or a bunch of cards at that point. So I think you get the same amount of cards, but you get rid of the life. So I think swinging it, yeah, or this. This is probably the worst case. He might just be dead.
And that procs the leader effect, that's crazy. 2 and a 1.
I think it was 2 and 2.
No,
Oh,
it
it's
was Atlas.
that last. I'm blind. 6 and 7.
Another
Even if he
2
survives this, he's in a pretty rough spot.
and a 7. He doesn't have it, it looks like. He's got 1k, 1k, and a brick.
Lilith, I think. Yeah, Lilith.
Nami takes game 1. Yeah, that seemed rough. And that kid was just the final nail in the coffin.
Yeah, for sure. That kid is annoying. I mean, at this point, you had to heal. I mean, if he doesn't swing a Sanji and has Vegapunk in hand, which he didn't have, maybe there was something else he could do.
But
Or try finding it.
it's interesting because Rowan is, you know, very much in on OP11 here with the Nami. And Hevene, his list, like, although it is still Vegapunk, he could have put in some new OP11 cards like Zeus or the new Red Hawk event, but he hasn't. Obviously, been busy with Treasure Cup last weekend, and I believe he's going to Rome this weekend.
Yeah.
So he probably wants to stick with a sort of like EB meta. So a bit of an
Yeah.
disadvantage this week, but I'll be interested to see what he cooks next week.
Maybe he switches the deck.
Yeah, not really sure. I believe he was a Dofi player back in the day before the bans.
Yeah, he was interested in playing Law as well.
Oh, who
So
isn't?
maybe he will play Law.
Feels like a very popular deck at the moment.
Yeah, it's fun and it's good. I'm still thinking about like the last turn of him. how he could have prevented 8-cost kit. Like, he had Lilith in hand. So if you, instead of forcing all your Don on the 9k swing from the last Lilith, and then maybe sequence it so that Sanji's your last swing, maybe you play the Lilith in hand, try finding Vegapunk, and then have Vegapunk and Sanji standing instead of healing. So he only has to counter one of the swings, which he probably could have.
He had two 2Ks, four 1Ks, I think.
Yeah.
Looks like they're
But
both
then again, if
mulliganing.
something like no Jiko happens, then you're still kind of screwed.
Yeah. We'll see him go second though this time around, so maybe he can curve it better.
Yeah, curving out better for sure, but like your board is a bit meaningless. Your first swing gets lead abilitied, and then you have a bunch of 6k bodies that can't swing if you want to stick to your curve. But starting from like 7 don, 8 don, 6, 8 don, can start to pressure with 7, 7, 7, 7. Here's a decent opening. Does he have Atlas?
He
Yes.
does. No search event in his deck, so that is all he can do on his first turn. Or is he the Noshiko maybe?
Yeah, that would be the best answer. Zeus, alright too.
There it is. My
Yeah,
observation
that
Haki.
hurts. Kanoid does not swing.
And he has a Dawn left over to enable the leader ability. That's crazy.
I mean, I guess here it doesn't matter. Your opponent can't swing.
True. And yeah, no, it's possible. He's on 4 Dawn.
A scientist or just Eckert card in general with Rush would go pretty crazy, to be honest. Like with
Oh,
Vegapunk,
that's
there's a lot of wasted.
rough.
Oh, that's rough. Yeah, no, three cost. With Vegapunk, I think there's a lot of wasted potential in the cards that he's playing. Like, imagine he has a better blocker than Shaka, or maybe a Rush character or something else. Just better effects on characters. Maybe some searchable high end or 6-drop, 7-drop.
Hmm. Yeah, we need a better Vega Force 1 card.
Don't you like playing vanillas?
No.
Why wouldn't like a 4-6 with no effect in a deck that you can play 5-6 for free? Basically for free. Who wouldn't love that? Sleeving the Niji into my deck, like the card is busted and makes deck building a lot easier, but sleeving a vanilla card into my Rager deck really did hurt. I'm not gonna lie, it did hurt. But the card is great. Give me a Germa premium Bandai collection for all the fucking uncommons I'm playing in my deck now.
So 7k leader. That's crazy. It basically turns any card into a 2k.
Yeah.
Pythagoras and Pythagoras. Nothing in trash for it though.
Yeah. Believe he doesn't play Gravity Blade, which is true, yeah. I mean, you don't really need to with Zeus, Nojiko, and Jozo in your deck. 5 costs or even 6 costs are not really an issue. But that would hurt. And Nami's also, I think, a deck that has a lot of potential left.
Hmm.
Give it better cards that fit the leader. Because basically, when we saw the leader, we thought it's gonna be tier 0. And the ability is still like insanely strong, as we see like seen in the first game. But the deck just didn't get any cards. Well, so yeah, maybe in the future it will get better. Being a straw hat is something that's very good when you're a card in a Bandai card game.
Yeah, I mean, they gave it that searcher, but
The beige.
yeah,
Yeah,
all of those
good straw hats
cards
in both
seem a
colors.
bit.
Yeah, there aren't really good straw hats in either in blue and yellow, to be honest. A few, but not enough.
Senji.
Probably pitching a card to play off Pythagoras. No. Never mind. Maybe it doesn't have any or doesn't want to use the 2K. Pitch a 2K. Or maybe he pitches one card with an army or something for his Pythagoras.
Could be. I don't think they're gonna get KO'd though. I think they'll just get bounced, probably.
I mean, if you rest them, then they might just get swing into.
6 again. Looks like 5 in hand for Nami. Now we're gonna leader effect.
Okay. Interesting that he chooses to go 6 and 8. Because if he went 7-7, he would have gotten a card more. Yeah,
Oh,
that's
that's
also
really
strong.
nice. Yeah, stop the Cavendish attacking. I like it.
But yeah, I wonder why he went 6 and 8. 7-7 seems a lot better. He can swing into Atlas now because he took the life. So yes, probably swinging into Atlas
Pitches
and
a
then
2K.
bouncing.
I guess he
Bouncing
does that
Pythagoras.
for Pythagoras.
Yeah.
What are we on 9 on?
Okay, interesting.
Bringing back a 5k though is just like.
But you just swing into Atlas, no? Both have 2 life.
Yeah.
So maybe he missed that he now is able to swing into the Atlas.
I mean, he has been. Looks like he's been asking for clarification on some of the cards, so maybe he thinks it's when they have. You can only do it when they have less life than you.
Yeah, makes sense.
He's got Lilith and Trash now. That's a lot better than Edison. Big Mom. So the thing is, If you trash, I think you trash here.
Yeah, you do not like triggers are not like they don't matter right now because you have entire board. And even if does he have done left? No, he doesn't. So his board is gonna stay on the board.
If you heal
Then a
and he...
trigger.
Oh no, if he trashes, he gets to draw. If he heals, he doesn't draw. Okay. Looks
And
like...
he only draws from life. So I guess in that case healing is better, trying to preserve some life. Especially because if you trash now and the next turn there's an 8 cost coming down. You might be in lethal range again.
Looks like the players are checking something. I'm not too sure what.
It's trashing, seems like. Nami draws.
Hmm. You just have to go aggressive here, right?
Yeah, just attach all on and then use one don to heal. No
And you
point
start with
playing
7,
anything.
so he has to pitch 2 cards.
Yeah, for sure. I would start 7. I mean, we could also do 9, 9, 9, and then ignore the 5k on our board. I guess you could start with the 5k, but that doesn't really matter.
Gets a card, I guess.
It's the same as starting 7. Because now he pitches a card and then the 7 is a 1k. If you swing 7 first, it's the same Kiko and the 1k. And then Edison doesn't swing. So it's the same outcome.
Yeah, so he's put 4 on there to get each one to 7.
Yeah, maybe it goes. I mean, if he swings 5, that would indicate to me that he goes 9, 9, 9.
I think
And
he's
puts something into
set
life.
2 aside to heal and to keep 1 up for counter event.
And then it's 8, 9, 9. Or he swings to Sanji. So it's
He's got 4
7,
down to
7,
spare, so
9. Why 4? He has 8 down left. If he wants counter event in here. Unless he wants to kill the Cavendish with a character.
I think it's 7, 7, 9, 9.
Yeah, or he plays over the Edison to kill the Cavendish. So it's another 7 and then 5 and then heal and keep the event. But I guess if his opponent's just gonna go for board, I think. Maybe he pivots into going for Kiko Nojo now. Yeah, that's what he does.
Huh, I don't know if I like that though. Like, because like, how are you ever going to end this game? You're going to lose a lot of your board next turn. I guess
I
if
mean,
he's
if you get
clearing
rid of Kiko
Cavendish,
now and Cavendish, yeah, then it's looking okay. Yeah, that's the best case, I think.
I like how he's left Sanji for last this time, unlike the first game.
Yeah, maybe he doesn't swing with it at all, but I guess if he gets rid of Cavendish and heals, he can swing with it. Because His
I mean,
opponent is likely gonna trade into his 6k bodies
you gave
anyways.
him a 2k there as well. You could just swing 6, and I think it's the same.
Yeah, but maybe he goes for life. No, because he's so low on hand size. Instead of the Kiko. Yeah.
Is that 5 done there? Nami? Luffy. I guess that's better.
Is it though?
Yeah, because the 5k is whatever, and you get your hand up.
With the amount of cards that Nami has in hand, I wouldn't say the 5k is whatever. But I guess if you trigger something with Quasar, in case your opponent swings at your life, then getting rid of Luffy is fine.
I think just having an extra card in hand to defend board now. Oh, we got 4 cards for Nami.
Yeah, I think 4 now. After drawing. Maybe she play Kid, she draws to 5. Trashes the life, but then probably the board survives. I think the 8 might be bad, depending on what he does. If he wants to play an 8 drop here, then he has 2 down left. He wants 1 for his leader ability, so he has to go, instead of going, like he has no 5k swing, so he could attach the 2 down to Kiko. But then he goes 6, 7, 8, and 8 runs into the 1 cost event. So I think 9 is just better. And then going 6, 6.
Makes sense.
Probably go 9. I mean, it depends if he wants to play an 8 drop or not, but it does look like it. So I would have went 9 and then 6, 6.
That's exactly what you said.
Six, 7.
And now he starts swinging in the Atlas. I feel like you swing at Senji. Okay, he is swinging at Senji. That's good.
Yeah, for sure. And then he trashes the life, gets to heal. I gets to draw him and nice 5 cards.
I think it's 4 now.
5, 4, 4, yeah, 4.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
doing the kid cycling at the end of turn.
Yeah, I thought it was lead abilities there. Wasn't paying attention. So 4 cards, you have 3 swings, no blocker, but he could go 7k. So yeah, it's unlikely that is it? Yeah, it's very unlikely to be honest.
What if we kid ourselves? Kid 7/7. Yeah, I guess it's not enough.
Yeah, if you kid 7, 7, yeah, that's not it. And then now you could start. If you start 7, your opponent has to give you 2 cards.
True.
Then you still have like a lot of done left.
Yeah, is that
If you
math
really
even?
wanted. That's not math. But. Because you have 9
You go
done
11
left.
then, right? And you
10, 11.
It says
And your opponent's gonna counter the 7. Then you need 2 swings.
yeah.
So yeah, starting 7.
I
He's
think you might
gonna
have it, you
pitch.
know. 2 1Ks.
Yeah, then yeah, 10, 11 would be perfect counter. I mean the 10. I guess he goes 9 to save himself a don for his lead ability.
There's 2
Instead
cards
of
either
10,
way,
11.
right? So
It's still 2k, 1k, or 2k is still difference. But yeah, if you get the 2 cards now, you could swing into board. Okay, it was 2-2 anyways. So now he just swings into board, like 10. I guess 8 is enough, but you kill the kid and heal. Or player body. I guess you have to heal. But you're definitely not swinging into life. There's no point. Kill the kid. Put Quasar into life, but then your board dies. But if you put the character into play, then you die. Bit difficult.
How many Dawn have we got left? 6.
Yeah, he needs 1 first leader. He only needs 3 done to kill the kid, but then
Yeah, but then he
maybe
can't like lead it and play an active body, which kind of sucks. Unless he's got like a Lilith in hand.
well, then you don't heal if you play Lilith and swing 9. Maybe you swing 8 at the mom instead because it's less commitment. Yeah, that would be the best. 9 at mom, Lilith, and heal. That would be 8 at the mom, Lilith, and heal. It's for sure the best thing that could happen. Yeah,
Oh, we're so smart, holy moly.
that's what's gonna happen.
That's why
Because
they
now
pay us the big bucks.
have enough bodies on board that yeah, he's not gonna kill all of them. And then you put something into life. Watch him top deck 8 cost kid.
Doing on time. 10 minutes.
Yeah, the mom goes. No, he heals. He has to heal. Too many characters on board. But 2 cards in hand. Like, even the Nojigo could be a problem now. But he has Vegapunk and trash. Maybe finds Shaka. So dying is maybe not an issue.
I think he's pretty safe.
If he gets the 3 characters off the board, then he would be. But Pythagoras plays a character. And you only have 3 swings. So it's likely that your opponent's gonna have 2 swings at the end of this. Which is math.
I guess a lot of it's going to come down to that top deck. Starting 9?
That's going on a character for sure then, I think. I think there's no point starting 9 into life. Because you don't have enough swings. Yeah. Then it's 9 again. There's no Don for an event, so I guess that's not the best number. But maybe that's what his Don tells him to do. And 10, 9, 9, 10. Yeah, that's fine.
What's he bringing back?
Yeah, but if the top deck was Nojiko, then he does not die.
He does have 2 left. What else could it
Yeah,
be?
yeah, only Nojiko because the Zeus would kill himself. Oh, that's broken. Wait, what happened? Am I confused?
I think maybe he took the swing back and played the no-sugar first.
Yeah, but where's the swing going then?
Nowhere.
Oh, yeah, I guess it because it doesn't matter. Yeah, because it's better to just bounce it beforehand. Yeah, it does not matter to swing at it and then bounce stuff because it's just gonna search
If he has
and put
Kiddos,
Lily.
he's dead, right?
Kid 7.
He has no cards in hand.
Yeah, yeah, he's dead.
If he
Kid
played
7 would be
Ace,
enough.
like me,
Yes, Kid and 5 would be would be enough.
I guess
Yeah,
you
Ace would
just...
also be enough. But you could again try to clear board. There's like if you just clear the kid and start healing, your opponent's gonna have a tough time killing you. Because he has no board to get through your life. And then if he swings at life, you get more bodies. That's when stage is insane. If you just had stage now, swing 9 at the kid, play something, heal, restand the character, pass, then the game would be over. Unless he has top decks removal again.
5 life.
Okay. Maybe light in his deck list. He didn't. It looked like he thought about using a trigger. I guess it might be Red Rock, but bottom decking the Lilith doesn't do anything. Because you can just swing at it.
Wonder if we can play 2 bodies and leader effect here.
Yeah, with only like no G-Cousins on board, he's no fear of dying. And he has a decent amount of cards.
Oh, that's really
Great.
nice.
At this point, you just put another body on board instead of healing, I think.
I guess, yeah, 3 swings. And you can bring
Yeah,
back Vegapunk, yeah.
yeah, you're not dying.
Yeah, looks like we're going to game 3.
Yeah, okay. Now you're not dying, for sure. Confirmed not dead. Confirmed not dead again.
Yep, looks like we're just going to concede and go to game 3. Okay.
Yeah, it was Red Rock in life again. Game 3 it is.
I'm starving though. Why are they doing this to me?
Maybe this one ends a little bit quicker. Vegapunk having to go first again. Nami on the better curve going second.
Oh, we have light.
I'm lightning to look at the proxy alt art leader. Still looks nice. The only good looking alt art leader in the set. Yeah, I've said it. Roast me in chat.
That's a crazy statement. I like
Maybe
the
I'm
Luffy
forgetting
and the
one.
Kata.
Nah, the Luffy is crazy ugly.
Also, you
That
said you
that.
liked the Shirahoshi before.
Oh yeah, that's true. I forgot that existed. Yeah, Shiroshi looks nice as well. But Kata looks weird. Luffy has a weird face. Looks like a video game character. Jinbei is, I don't know, looks like Moria. What else is there? Yeah, Kobe is alright too, I guess. I love your face, so that's why I like Kobe. I'm a bit biased. Yeah, maybe I'll take that back. Shiroshi and Kobe are okay. The other ones are not great. The Snake Man, like regular artwork, looks insane, I think. Just the base leader. That ever gets like a gold SP, yeah, that will go crazy.
Both
Not
are
happy with
looking.
their hands. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, he's played Vegapunk every single week. I'm really curious if he'll bring out something different next week.
Yeah. He said he wanted to learn new decks, so maybe after Rome is done, he will give it a try. Maybe I can convince him to become a Rager main.
Yeah, he's had the Atlas every game.
Yeah, he's gifted. I mean, he got third in Birmingham. Of course he has it. The deck loves him. I had stage in both games too. If you're faithful to your deck, it rewards you.
I was saying to Rowan earlier, I was really surprised to see Usopp from him.
Yeah, me too.
And like no new cards. I don't know if you've seen the list yet, but no new cards. It was kind of
Yeah, he was
curious.
talking about some of his cards during the game. So yeah, he said he didn't have OP 11 cards yet, and didn't do testing as well. And didn't want to play in it because he wanted to shake things up, kind of like me last season.
Mm.
So maybe next week we'll see another deck from him.
That's
I guess
crazy.
this week because we
Kenosha
delayed
triggered.
our game. I guess could remove it, but you don't really care right now.
Oi, oi, oi.
We just heal back to 4 life and then pop the Kiko. Is that the big brain play? Unlikely.
You can't pop Luffy when you have more
Yeah,
than 2
with
life.
the you need Nami in that case. Makes
Okay.
yeah. That's alright. Not the greatest trigger. Being a 5k buddy. He's just going all in? No. Okay.
Yeah, bounce the Luffy, right? Yeah.
Probably, yeah.
Seems like a good start for Nami. Got the blocker down as well. Got the trigger body.
Yeah, then if he has Jozo next turn, that would be crazy. Yeah, that matchup seems really rough. He even plays like the Rush Luffy. He didn't see it yet, but trading for board with that is also insane. Just a 9k rush. And you can bounce the forecast, you can bounce your own stuff as well.
Ah, okay. So that's another way you can bounce the Hiyori. Yeah, this deck seems cool.
Yeah, you bounce Hiyori or Neojiko with your Luffy. Or I guess if your opponent has Lilith, you could bounce that too, but I guess you don't really care about it. The chat is sending you to the bed.
Yeah, it's because I'm old.
It's 9 p.m. for you. It's like morning, basically. Oh, he missed.
That's crazy. Happened to him in week 1 as well. He whiffed twice.
Missed.
Maybe he's not gifted.
I guess he plays 20 targets. Yeah. If the Seraphim, the snake, would be a scientist too, that would be great. The only like 2 cards you could run are York and then the Caesar, that's yellow, to increase your Vegapunk consistency, but they kinda suck.
I've seen some lists with like 2 York. I don't even know what the Caesar does.
The Caesar puts a 3 cost in life, kinda like Focus Kuzan from your opponent. So it's not too bad. It's decent against like decks like Lucci and for like Uta and Brook, but it's not like, yeah, I mean, you're winning them anyways. And then most aggro decks you also already win. So like animals and stuff. But it's a decent card target. But it's a 5k body, it's a brick. And the trigger is kinda insane. It's minus 3k on 2 characters. So it's basically Hell's Judgment on the as a trigger. Which is fine. It's like a backup Quasar. But it's a brick in hand and a 5k bunny. So that's why people play York instead, if they play it.
But you couldn't put it on life, right? Because it's not like a...
Oh, true. It might just be scientist. Yeah, didn't even think about that. So
So it
yeah,
would
then
whiff on your other searches as well. It would only hit on the...
did not think. I just defaulted to being able to put basically every card into my life, especially when I can play them with Vegapunk. But yeah, it's just a scientist. So yeah, it's only for Vegapunk. So the trigger doesn't matter because you're never gonna hit it. So yeah, then it's kind of bad. It's good against aggro decks, but that's not your weakness. And then a brick in hand. So yeah, I guess York is better. Yeah, that was probably not the turn you had hoped for.
What, with Vegapunk and Search, yeah, very rough. At least he didn't
And
have
then
to
now
trash a code.
you even have something to swing 5 into. Swing 5 into the 5k. Swing, I guess, 6 into it if it sticks. And then Josu.
Man, the potential for like, yeah, Jozu no Nojiko turns. Remove 2 bodies is crazy.
Yeah, on 8, that's crazy. Feels like Gravity Blade, but you have a 7k buddy.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's not gonna do that though.
7 Edison? I would just let that go, I think.
Yeah, I wouldn't block. Just gives him another target to swing at. And if it's at life, I might just. I mean, at life, if it's at life, you maybe block because then bouncing the blocker and going. It's only 8, so then you could take it.
No shot is another Nojiko coming down.
Also the 2K. It's crazy. There goes his board.
This is rough.
Yeah, that matchup seems unwinnable if like Nami doesn't Giga Brick. Your 8 cost gets red rocked. Your 5 cost character get bounced. Worst case, you even get rushed on by the 8 drop Luffy. Your life gets trashed by the kid. And then your opponent is a 7k leader as well and draws cards. That feels pretty rough.
And he's even been
Not,
out triggered this game.
there's no board. And your opponent's gonna start to drop big bomb after big bomb. Consistency of this deck is probably better than you would expect due to the drawing. Like he can't search anything, but he draws a lot.
Yeah, I guess like similar to Marco. Maybe not quite as consistent.
Yeah. You could even think about playing EB events in this. Because you can pitch them off leader if you don't need them. And then it searches all your high end. And the low drops, it just searches the entire deck, it feels like. Kiko, Cavendish, Kata, 2Ks in Satori. Your high drops, Red Rock. Yeah, might not be bad running the AB music event in this. Yeah, Nojiko and Jozo would be funny right now.
I mean, if he's got it, that's got to be the play.
Could also play Kid. He has a blocker to protect it, but I guess that blocker dies for 1 done, and then your opponent swings at it.
This is weird because.
Yeah, I would block it for sure. Is there a punish for blocking? I guess Rush Luffy. But then if you take this, you also need to block the Rush Luffy swing. Could 1k this and then take the Rush Luffy swing and keep the Sanji. But I might just block this.
Do you think
It's
Rush Luffy
game,
goes into the Senji?
maybe. He trashes card. We haven't seen the card in 2 games, so maybe he just didn't know his opponent plays it. But yeah, it's a 9k swing due to the ability, which I guess he forgot to use. He used the ability bouncing his stuff, but he gets arrested on. So it would be a 9k swing if he knew what his card does. And then 9k into Sanji, I would think is good because 8k into Sanji is pretty bad because there's a Don left. But if he used the ability, 9k would be better into Sanji, I think, than into life.
Just have a hard time seeing how he comes back from this.
Yeah, I could also use the Don for leader, but he swung already. It's a when attacking effect. And so he just forgot the Don.
2k, 1k.
So it was at Sanji. But he forgot his ability. Or am I tripping? I don't think
No,
so.
I think you're right. Oh, yeah.
Swinging 8 at Sanji is a bit risky because of the one cost event. Bad value.
Unless you wanted to like bait it out so they can't put it on life next turn, I guess.
I mean, yeah, but he's playing 4. He also can't use leader ability now because there's no Dawn on his leader. Maybe he can use that to pressure a bit.
Yeah, even if you remembered, I think I would have put the Dawn on leader anyway and still swung 8.
Yeah, but then I would swing at life, I think.
Mm,
Because it's at life. If your opponent triggers a body, you have your leader ability ready, and you get to draw from it because you remove a life. So you draw and have leader ability. And don't run into the one cost event. Yeah. I think it's either 9 at Sanji or 8 at life, and then put it on a Nami.
and next turn you can just no Shiko plus 8 drop. Seems so busted.
He can. He could play Nojiko, swing with the A drop, bounce Nojiko, play it.
Oh my god, that's crazy. Yeah, it's
Then
when
maybe
it's
play
handing you up.
Jose.
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
Yes, another one. Yeah, he's cooked.
There's some foul stuff you could do with this deck. Seems interesting.
Yeah, Nojiko is pretty insane. Bouncing a 5 cost for 2 down. I feel like when they made that card, they didn't think about it being not used in a different army.
I believe this would be Rowan's first win as well. No, he did win at the weekend actually. So he's 1-1 currently. Same as Hevene, so someone will be 2-1 and someone will be 1-2 after this.
Yeah, Hevene has nothing left to prove. I feel like even winning one game in this matchup is already good enough.
Yeah.
Because it seems unwinnable.
You never know, because when he got to go second, he did win, right? So if he had won the dice roll and got to go second game 1, and maybe dropped
I
game
feel
2.
like game 2 from Nami's side was not that strong either. Like we had 5 characters on board at some point because he had no removal, it seemed. Put Quasar, played Lilith. We bounced Nojiko, so we might as well just swing with Sanji and Esnek because they're gonna get bounced.
Doesn't swing at all. Oh, we might see the double Noshiko play then.
And he could bounce Lilith if he wants to. But yeah, he's going. What do you bounce? Maybe the Shaka because it's the most useless card. Yeah. Like bouncing Sanji. It's not great. Yeah, this makes me want to play Nami. Just bully someone.
Yeah, maybe next week. Or maybe against Drake on Saturday.
Just imagine this matchup against Green Purple when they don't see stage.
Yeah, but they always have stage.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I guess every second Sanji pudding. you can
But stage
keep
doesn't.
bouncing.
Oh no. Yeah, Zeus is 5 cost, but the event Red Hawk is original cost.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe I'll become an army believer. It is a blue deck after all. Okay, will he use the ability now? We might need to tell him after the game to read the 8 drop. It's not mandatory, so it's not like we would need to tell him now, obviously. But maybe after the game. Make him feel bad if he loses because he didn't attach Don.
Grabs a 2k. Draw one from leader.
I like how the only AA in the deck is the one-off. It's always the one-off.
It's such a
Aside
good
from
idea
leader.
though.
For sure, yeah, it looks nice.
The way he split his Dawn 6-2, it makes me think.
I would just block it, I feel like. There's not much that's gonna happen, yeah. Yeah, he could play Jozo and Dojiko again.
I think that is what's gonna happen.
I want to see it happen. I feel like the true potential of this deck didn't shine yet. It's not gonna happen.
Oh,
Guess he goes big into Sanji maybe, but I guess
yeah,
it's
you
just
just
gonna get
block.
blocked anyways. Yeah, it's a bit of a wasted commitment, but maybe it doesn't have anything else in hand to play.
Double Noshiko. Oh, it's Zeus.
Oh. Okay, pops. I feel like I would have popped Sanji before. I like doing that before swinging. Popping Sanji. Couldn't he have done it the other way around? So then we have the cooler artwork on the on the field.
Yeah, I like that more. Also, just because you have the potential to bounce a 2k
Either
back
one
to your
of them,
hand.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Next time with Luffy, you can bounce a 2K. Does Zeus have power? I have it right next to me. Wait, I can check. I don't have it right next to me. I cannot check. I do have it right next to me. Haha. It has 2K power. It's a lot better than Nojiko.
Hmm.
It's a 2K power, 2 cost, pop a 5.
It's such a good card. Not even trash life, it's add to cut the hand. It's crazy.
Balanced, yeah.
Kind of worried about that card in black yellow when it gets support in OP13.
Oh yeah, I need to cook. I really want PY back. Give it to me. And I need to cook with Koala. I'm not losing to Zoro with Koala. I can't accept losing to a green deck. It's not gonna happen.
You lost to a green deck plenty of times, buddy.
I don't know. Average win rate, average win rate. I'm not gonna beat every Zoro ever. But so please, if you listen to this, I'm starving. Give me the starter deck cards and OP12.
What's the plan here? Is that a Kiku no show? Six at leader just seems like doesn't make much sense.
Maybe, yeah. He has one life. He has Vegapunk in hand. Maybe plays Vegapunk and gets to heal Rayquaza. Seems pretty safe. Was it Kiko? Pitches Kiko, goes to 7. Yeah, plays Vegapunk. Probably heals Rayquaza. Does he miss again? No. Not an ideal target. I mean, it's fine. It's not Shaka. At least it's a 6k body.
No
That
Quasar
is a
either.
Shaka. Yeah, that's okay. That is fine too.
So we only have one body that can really swing on Nami's side now. And I don't think we know about any more Nojiko in hand.
No, they're all in the field. But that means they could be bounced and played again.
True, yeah, it doesn't really matter, does it?
Yeah.
Like, with this Luffy, you just have, like, infinite Nojikos, in theory. That's kind of nutty.
Yeah, and Zeus and T-Bone Sayori and stuff.
What did he pitch there?
Yeah, after this, I'm gonna build Nami.
Been
I'm
inspired.
solving the next deck. Solved Reiju, solved Law. Now I'm solving Nami. Then when Batsu updates, I'm solving Koala. I'm the hero that nobody know they needed.
Seven Lilith.
I'd be so pissed at this point.
6 gold.
That's like the fifth or sixth Nojiko.
Oh, we finally see Josie.
Imagine we didn't swing 7, but played Jozu and another Nojiko. And there's just no card on the board.
Yeah.
Love to see it. You know what would be funny? Not bouncing Lilith, but bouncing both Nojikos. That would be hilarious. Then next turn, you have Nojiko, and then Luffy bounces Nojiko, and you play Nojiko again. Just 3 Nojikos.
This feels like it might be one of the worst matchups I've seen in 3 weeks of the league.
Yeah, it has to be. It has to be the worst so far. The
Like,
worst matchup in the game is Green Purple Dofi against Iceberg.
okay.
That's just a fun fact. On EB release, like EB01, I played Iceberg at locals in first round. I played against Green Purple Dofi. And I got shit on. My leader can't swing, my board can't swing. Nice.
What do we pop? The law.
That law has been there for a while.
Yeah, he played it on 3 down, I think. No, 2 down.
Maybe just swings big at Luffy trying to win a resource battle. Because he has like infinite cards in hand because they keep getting bounced. Because at leader is just gonna take it. Maybe you could do 7-7 at leader and then use your 1 down for leader effect. But you could also go swing big at Luffy. Yeah, maybe that's what he's gonna do. He's trying to get a card from him, but he
Not
just
gonna
takes
work.
it.
Oh, that's so brutal.
That's bullying at this point.
So he swings 5, hoping to get a card, and then swing big into Luffy.
Yeah, but
Instead,
I
he
guess
just
if
takes
in
and gets
any
bombed.
in any case it would have been a brick because he's not pitching a 1k probably to lead ability unless he has only counter in hand. So then I would have just started to swing at Luffy if that was the original goal. Maybe just went 5-5 or 5 and then played Sanji anyways.
He's got like 7 in hand.
So now his entire board is just gone again. Oh, that's 8.
Oh, it's Kid. I would play Nojiko first on Senji and then swing 7 at the Lilith.
I guess your opponent. I mean, you could block 2k, 1k the leader. But maybe he doesn't even play the Nojiko and just goes 7-7 and then 8 because he doesn't know he can go 9. Or 7-8-8 if he knew. Probably better than bouncing it. Going 7-8-8 into life.
Oh, it's taken. No, that's very nice
That's
flange
crazy.
trigger.
Taking is interesting because now Nojiko and the Luffy swing are a real thing. If that's not a trigger. That's a lot of cards out of hand.
Yeah, you could Nojiko and then swing 5-9, right?
Yeah. I mean 5-8 because he doesn't know what his Luffy does, but but yeah, he could swing 5-9. Guess a 5 doesn't matter because the bounced Sanji is just gonna be countered, technically. Or any other 1k. But it could be Sanji. But the 9 is expensive. He missed, so it's probably the same stack again. Not unlikely. And then now he's gonna Bounce Sanji, probably.
So this is week 3. I've commentated 2 of his games. Or maybe 3, I'm not sure. But at least 2. And in both series, I've seen him whiff twice.
I feel like maybe I would have even bounced the Vegapunk and swung big at live, hoping to get Sanji to block. To not give him Sanji back to hand. But I guess then he just blocks in 2k 1ks.
I don't know if this is just my hunger speaking, but this almost just feels like a scoop. Like,
Yeah, I feel like the matchup is a scoop. But he did win game 2. But yeah, what are you gonna do? You do have a bunch of cards in hand. You could heal, play some bodies, but at this point your opponent has too much board. So you're gonna bleed a lot of cards even if you survive. If previously we didn't run into the Red Rock trigger, we might have had a chance to play the resource game. Just swing big at the Luffy. Before Josu even was on the board. I guess Josu was active, I think. Then he could have tried to win the resource game. But now it looks a bit hopeless. Did he forget kit lead ability again? Or did I not see it?
he
Kit
probably
ability.
did.
Okay. It's fine. Let's give Hevene some win con.
Yeah, draw more cards. Hand getting a bit low there.
He's gonna run out of Rayquazas as well. I think we've seen 3, maybe. The timer's not working for me. Did you restart the timer?
Not sure. It has been buggy lately.
At least not the link from
It's
our
always the same
Nightbot.
link, so it should be fine. The other day it was showing up like minus 30 million.
Do you know how much time they have then? It feels like a long round already.
It does feel like a long game, yeah.
I guess in every way, even overtime, whatever rules. Nami wins here.
It's just for playing Edison. And he all won. Imagine if we have another kid here.
I feel like the overtime should be over. But given how much, how often Nightbot has said his sentence, it might be over. I guess it's over anyways now. It's like, yeah, just swing and then bounce back the Nojiko. Oh.
Or
And
pudding.
then, then now you swing with your Luffy. It's like 9 or 10 cards. And then now you swing Luffy, bounce the Nojiko, he triggers his blocker, and then you bounce it again. That's so nice. Yeah, it has to be overtime because we set the command on 10 minutes.
Is it not? Isn't it better to bounce it after though? I mean, bounce it and then pudding.
He did bounce it, he played it now.
The
I guess you
chef
could have
shuffling, I
tried.
mean.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you could have tried to. But I guess if you swing the Luffy first, your opponent's just gonna counter. Maybe. Yeah, this I don't like. Now you could technically just take it. And hope he doesn't have the other Nojiko in hand already. I would have swung with Luffy first. Bouncing the... I guess it doesn't matter.
Oh, it's gone.
He had it anyways. Now he's dead. That is even better, not giving him the card.
That's
That
the
was
game.
straight up bullying. Straight up bullying. That was not fair.
Yeah, pretty rough. We got to see Nami though. Seems like an interesting deck.
Yeah, I'm gonna build it now. Next week you'll see me play Nami.
You're not going to be against Vegapunk though, that's the problem. And it's just not going to be as
That
good.
might be a big problem of the deck. Yeah, not everyone's playing Vegapunk.